Hey, good morning, everybody. How we doing on this fine, what is it, Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday, September 26th. Welcome to the Premarket Prep session. This is our daily session where we go over all the important news, notes, information, analysis, political events, economic events that are so pivotal to your success in the market trading this week. I'm your host, Adam Holland, here today and every day. Even on the days that aren't easy, went and scooped my mom from the airport, BWI at like midnight last night. Ended up going to sleep around 2. So that 6:30 a.m. alarm went off and that bad boy got slept. The 8 a.m. alarm did not get slept. Huge pats on the back to myself for being here this morning. Not every morning is going to be easy, but showing up for yourself and having a community that helps keep you accountable is definitely part of it. Hats off to you guys for always pushing me to do my best, and then vice versa. I always try to push you guys to do your best. Speaking of which, a lot of, our best happened yesterday. We got to milk AMD multiple times for profit, QQQ multiple times for profit. What else? Apple, right? So we had a number of different plays that worked out very well for us to start the week hot. Again, I'm not sure exactly what my week will look like, but I'm here yesterday, right? And I'm here today. So as long as I am here, right, looking to make great plays and milk out any opportunity that the market has available for us, I'm excited to see what we get this week as well. As we're kind of chugging down to the end of September, right? And we can kind of get out of these months of crazy movement. Yes, Sharon, I'm here, ready to go, excited, right? A little bit drowsy, a little bit tired, but got my protein shake in. Got a little bit of caffeine in me, and we're ready to rock and roll here this morning. So everybody, make sure you place your ones in the chat, right? Signifying your intention to get 1% better. That's all we're here to do. If you can just do what's necessary, search for that video on YouTube, right? Show up for that. Show up for that live stream. Check that post, right? Recreate that chart. All the 1% things are what make 100% of the difference. I had a one-on-one recently, and that's what I was discussing, is the fact that, once you get past the foundational stuff, it's the little things that matter 1000% when it comes to trading, right? Trading and investing. Once you learn all the major terms and all that, at that point, you are looking to get better 1% at a time. There are no like incremental jumps. They can happen, but they really happen after getting 1% better a few times over, right? So that's what we want to look to do, because that's the difference between making consistent profit and not, right? So figuring out whatever it takes in order to get done what you need to get done is huge. I feel like that is a skill that is somewhat lost on like the new generation. Everybody kind of hates on Gen Z and all the young kids, and then whatever the generation is after them, I have no idea. But they figure out how to get stuff done, right? If you've ever seen a little kid work an iPad, they will try 1,000 different combinations of whatever the heck they need to do to get into that iPad or to get to that app or to do whatever. And I feel like we could learn from that, right? Because I feel like they're the generation of intuitive use of technology and stuff. Whereas like, sometimes before that, like even me, I'm like looking at some tech stuff and I'm like, I have no idea what to do. Right. So I start trying things, but they really will try everything. And I think that's what's important to take notes from, is that, earlier generations, sometimes there's an issue, we get stuck. Gen Z, there's an issue, they're trying more things, right? So make sure that you're not in the camp of getting stuck, but you go to use the vast internet that we have at our fingertips, right, to figure out the answer. Because a lot of times it's one Google question, right, one ChatGPT question, one YouTube question away from figuring out exactly what's been plaguing you, right? So just make sure that you execute each and every day. That's what we're looking to do here this morning. And speaking of ChatGPT and AI, our top news here today is AI in translation. New strides are being made on the AI front as many of the revolution's promising technologies start to become commercialized. Spotify, ticker SPOT, is the latest company to utilize OpenAI's newly released voice generation technology in the hope of attracting new users, audiences, and revenue. Now, prior artificial intelligence efforts at Spotify centered more around personalization technology like AI DJ, which my girlfriend loves, but the new voice cloning feature can go on to impact many industries and bring down the barriers of the spoken word on an international scale. So basically how it works, podcasts originally recorded in English will now be available in other languages while keeping the speaker's distinctive speech characteristics, which I think is very important. While the project is still in the pilot phase, the new tech is capable of crafting realistic synthetic voices from just a few seconds of real speech. Episodes are currently available for podcasters, including Kristen Bell, Lex Friedman, and Stephen Bartlett. With AI powered voice translations into Spanish, French, and German will be added soon. Excuse me. With translations into Spanish, and then French and German are going to be added soon, as well as more episodes with podcasters Bill Simmons, Dax Shepard, Monica Padman, and Trevor Noah. I think this is obviously really significant also for the media industry when it comes to like film and Netflix. I'm one of those people where I don't mind watching shows that were originally filmed in another language. I don't even mind reading subtitles. I have subtitles. There are two in the chat if you're a subtitles person. There are three in the chat if you're not a subtitles person. Because I feel like there's no in between. Like I watch everything with subtitles except for sports because I just have to take in. You guys know me in markets. I have to take in every bit of information in order to get the full picture. So it's like when I'm watching a TV show, I rewind like if I don't hear something, and I always have subtitles on. But a lot of people do not like subtitles. They can't like read and watch at the same time. I don't get it. But I think that's something where foreign shows where the mouth doesn't match the voice and the words, I think this can help with that as well. And it might end up, even incrementally increasing viewership upon Netflix's content because I do know that there are a lot of people that we've all done it. We've gone to see a preview of a show, the mouths don't match the language or the mouths don't match the voice, and you're like, nah, I can't do it. And this could be something that ends up helping with that. So we'll see kind of what happens and if this is successful for Spotify, and if it is, then it'll probably make its way into normal film as well, which I feel like will go a long way. I mean, this will catapult current movie stars that are big movie stars to like global movie stars because now you can watch all of this different content in that person's voice. I feel like it gravitates you toward them even more. Now, in terms of what to watch, the announcement coincided with several big developments, including Amazon investing up to $4 billion in AI startup Anthropic, which I think is huge. That puts Amazon, which was already in the AI race with Amazon Bedrock, puts them deeper into it, right? Getty Images, ticker GETY, launching a generative AI tool for images, and Microsoft-backed OpenAI, outlining that ChatGPT can now see, hear, and speak. The latter even referenced the collaboration with Spotify, saying it opened the door to many creative and accessibility focused applications. There are fresh risks, however, with the new capabilities granting access for, quote, malicious actors to impersonate public figures or commit fraud. Yeah, that's how it goes. Whenever there's an increase in technology, there's also an increase in tomfoolery and schemery, right? I know that's not a word, but all of it, malfeasance, machinations, whatever type of word you want to throw in there. Whenever there's new tech, there's room for new schemes. In terms of economic news here, credit negative. Ratings agency Moody's has weighed in on the standoff with the U.S. over federal spending, saying a government shutdown would be credit negative for the country's sovereign rating. Quote, while a short-lived shutdown would be unlikely to disrupt the economy, it would underscore the weakness of U.S. governance strength, Moody's cautioned, highlighting the risk of intensifying political polarization. Recall that Fitch had cut its ratings on the U.S. to reflect its growth, debt burden, and governance issues. A majority of WSB subscribers also feel the shutdown is likely, with Republicans divided on a stopgap spending bill. It's looking likely as of right now, too, according to my friend that's on the Hill also. Like, they have orders to just, like, legitimately not work because it's just all being hung up on Republicans. And I'm sure that there's some partisanship involved. I'm sure that there's some hangups on both sides. But as of right now, it does not look like there's much going toward this thing getting solved, at least from, my source here. In terms of automotive news, pressing pause, the United Auto Workers strike against Detroit automakers continues. Ford has halted construction of its $3.5 billion electric vehicle battery plant in Marshall, Michigan. Quote, we're pausing work and limiting spending on construction on the Marshall project until we're confident about our ability to competitively operate the plant, said spokesperson T.R. Reed. I love the I don't know, the swordplay word choice of like corporate jargon. They're like, until we can competitively operate, basically until we can get these people to come down on how much we have to pay them so that our margins can stay competitive with other companies, right? We're not confident, we got to be confident about our ability to competitively operate the plant. Um, Let's see here. Quote, we believe the UAW strike and ensuing pay raise is capable of driving Ford's stock down as much as 10%, said investing group leader Livy Investment Research, adding that wage hikes could drive a $6 billion wipeout from Ford's market cap. Now, in terms of economic news here, how high? The world may not be prepared for the Federal Reserve's benchmark interest rate rising to 7%. JP Morgan Chase, ticker JPM, CEO Jamie Dimon warned that adding that could be the worst case with stagflation. Quote, if they're going to have lower volumes and higher rates, there will be stress in the system, he declared. Dimon also called on clients to be prepared, saying, quote, Warren Buffett says you find out who is swimming naked when the tide goes out. That will be the tide going out. His comments contrast with wider consensus that the Fed is nearing the end of its tightening cycle, with the FOMC's dot plot only projecting one more rate hike in the cards. So we'll see what ends up happening. That is a funny saying though by Warren Buffett. You find out who's swimming naked when the tide goes out. So we'll find out soon enough. But yeah, I think the only thing with like the whole stagflation argument is the fact that like I don't know. We've got to get the new GDP numbers, but if GDP is still growing, right, people are still hiring. The employment, sector isn't that bad yet. I don't think you can call it stagflation, but we'll see if we have inflation going up and demand going down, and then we also have GDP going down. Then yeah, okay, we can get stagflation. But for right now, I feel like there's too many people employed for there to be stagflation. In terms of today's markets, looking mostly red here in Asia, and I'm not sure if it's exactly the same way, but in Asia down 1.1% in Japan, Hong Kong down 1.5%, China down 0.4%, India down 0.1%. The FTSE in London up 0.1%, Paris down 0.7%, Frankfurt down 0.6%, the Dow down 0.4%, S&P down 0.5%, Nasdaq down 0.5%, crude oil down 0.7%, gold down 0.3%, Bitcoin up 0.5%. In terms of today's economic calendar, we've got consumer confidence data at 10 a.m. and new home sales as well. So we've got a few different pieces of information at 10 a.m. So that'll be important to look at and make sure you keep in mind, right? Because we can get some kind of anticipation up until that data drop at 10 a.m. Consumer sentiment will be a big one. What else is happening? We'll wrap up here with our rapid fire bullet point rundown. So Goldman, expensive oil, a manageable headwind, won't derail economy. IEA, delaying emission cuts will make net zero target impossible. 3M, ticker MMM, weighs restarting PFA's manufacturing at Belgium plant. Citi lists 20 stocks on pullback to consider for long-term investing. Morgan Stanley, Pratt engine uncertainties merit caution over RTX. Sizzling nuclear stocks rally to 52-week highs across the board. Nuclear stocks are something we talked about via Reels a few months ago. Pfizer, ticker PFE, resumes production at North Carolina plant hit by tornado. Deutsche Bank's DWS to pay $25 million to settle SEC probes. Alcoa, ticker AA, names operating chief William Oplinger as new CEO. And then is NVIDIA's decline over GPU concerns a buying opportunity? So I'll wrap it up here and take us out and dive into the pre-market loom videos, dive into that analysis. I still got my other computer to set up. I'm not at home, so I still got to get everything, my bearings and everything correct. But I'm excited to dive into another day, right? We took advantage of the movement the market gave us yesterday, and we'll darn sure do it again today if it gives us any great opportunities. So, as always, if you got anything valuable from this segment, just make sure that you like, write, comment. Same thing on the reels, all that great stuff, right? Help support me waking up on the morning, even on the hard days, to come here and give this value, and we can all continue to push forward together. So let's make today another great day. Other than that, everybody, I'll see you back here as of right now, tentatively tomorrow morning. I'll let you know as well if anything changes. My schedule is pretty all over the place this week, but I'll find out about the other kind of doctor's appointments today at this current one. So we'll figure it out from there. But thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Peace.